Thank you for joining us here today for a significant announcement that supports Newfoundland and Labrador's economic development. And I welcome our Premier, Dwight Ball, MHA's Bernie Davis, Brian Moore, John Finn, Graham Leto, and also Brian Cato, special guest, representatives from Minister O'Regan's office, ACOA, TCII staff, and Mark Dobbin, who is the chair of our Innovation and Business Council for Innovate NL. Since our government took office in 2015, we have been committed to fostering an environment where business can excel. That is why our Premier developed a Cabinet Committee on Jobs to engage and stimulate business activity and to create new private sector jobs. Today's announcement reflects our government's goal to spur job growth and capitalize on new and emerging opportunities. For more, please welcome to the podium the Honourable Dwight Ball, Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador.
I want to thank Christopher for the introduction. I do also want to say that Minister O'Regan will not be with us today. He's actually tied up in a meeting. I just spoke with him. Of course, lots going on north and south of the border, as well as within our own jurisdiction today, so he passes on his regrets. But the good news is I get a chance to announce some federal money now as well. So good to see you too, Brian.
Yeah, you also.
Yeah, great to be here.
Thank you.
And of course, the many new recruits that we see here, that I've met some of you coming in with S&P Data, so it's great. Welcome. So as Christopher said, is one of the highlights of as we advance our province is really about partners and finding the appropriate partners as we promote business in Newfoundland and Labrador. Our job as a government is really to create the conditions locally where businesses can actually grow and compete globally, because that's the competition that we actually work in. So we've had success working with some large multi-international national corporations. You've seen in recent days the work that we've been able to do with Vale, with Husky, with Equinor, as we've been able to advance many major natural resource projects in the world. This has brought significant outside investment, corporate investment to our province. If you look and total it all up in the last 17, 18 months, there's some nearly $16.5 billion worth in investment working with our partners. But as you know, most employers in our province are not large corporations, they're actually small and medium-sized business that employ most Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. But when you put yourself in a position to attract those large corporations, it's usually those that supply services to the large corporations that employ many of our Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. Also to that is the investments that government makes within its own province. And we put in place a very ambitious $2.5 billion infrastructure plan. And of course, this improves access to services, and that in itself has created nearly 5,300 person years of employment annually in our province. So you can get a theme from all of this by the remarks that I'm making, that jobs, as Christopher had said, putting in place a Cabinet Committee on Jobs, creating jobs for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians is a priority for us. Currently, we are at about 2011 levels of employment in our province. But added to that, we've been able to work with industry-specific initiatives and build capacity. And for those of you that have had the chance to visit the farmers market in St. John's, you can actually see why investing in those kinds of community groups in small and medium-sized business as well creates quite a bit of buzz in the local community. We're also making direct investments in businesses within our province. Blue Drop as an example, Canopy Growth, also examples, all of these creating jobs for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. If you add just those two together, there's nearly 200 jobs created in our province. And we're working with others in the cannabis production industry that will bring many more jobs to Newfoundlanders and Labradorians all across this province. And in partnership with the federal government, of course, the theme in all of this is, as I said, about jobs, but we must also work with our young and new employees to make sure that they're prepared for the workforce. So we had an historic announcement just a few weeks ago, some $949 million over a 6-year period with the federal government to help with training of our skilled workforce. So together, as the federal and provincial governments, we are ensuring that residents and businesses have access to the training that they need to capitalize on the new and emerging opportunities, the new jobs for the future. Added to that, I will say that I'm extremely proud of Memorial University and the College of the North Atlantic. And not far from here, and we had a chance a few weeks ago to visit the new core science building. That really will be a centerpiece of the province's education system. If you look at the new core science building, this is where our new innovators, our new entrepreneurs, our researchers, and those who work with and will provide economic benefits for Newfoundland and Labrador. And having the privilege to work with people like Mark Dobbin, who understands this industry, especially when it comes to investing in young entrepreneurs and innovators, I think Mark knows this space very well. And we appreciate the work that he's doing, primarily in a volunteer capacity, I will say. But that is what we do in this province. I think we're in for some exciting times in the next few days when we'll see the Genesis Center that will actually be relocated to the Battery area. And of course, this is where we see many of the new budding young industries and businesses within our province. This is where they get their first chance. In 2016, we put in place a vision for growth and sustainability in Newfoundland and Labrador. It was our vision called The Way Forward. It was meant to unlock the opportunities that would be able to form a very constructive partnerships, either in technology, agriculture, aquaculture, technology, oil and gas, and community sectors. Many of our volunteers, and we have members of this group right here in this province, provide significant employment for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. So we're not about maintaining a status quo. Status quo means you're literally going backwards. So for us, it's about being proactive, bringing new ideas and new processes to our province. As many people would know in our province, Newfoundlanders and Labradorians were innovators before the word was even something that was used and became popular. Today, I'm very pleased to be joined by and being able to work with a new firm to our province, S&P Data. S&P Data is a leading North American contact center provider. The company is experiencing significant growth, and based on the contacted business that's required, they need some additional capacity. So today, I am very proud to officially welcome S&P Data to our province and bringing with them some 500 new jobs to Newfoundland and Labrador. So what you will see in a few minutes is some space that will see some significant transformation between now and the end of October or early November. So this place will be buzzing with activity, and to help support that activity, I'm very pleased to be able to say that provincial investment into S&P Data will be just a little more than $1.2 million. So the breakdown is $975,000 in a repayable loan that will be repaid over 5 years of the operation. $250,000 will support the training of those 500 individuals, as I just mentioned, from the labor market development agreement in conjunction with the federal government. So $250,000 will go towards training. And we know that S&P Data will be a great place to work. It is an employer that is known to have a great workplace culture. Now, I've heard, and we'll be watching, that they have an objective to make their company the most sought-after place to work with in this city. That's a lofty goal, because we have a lot of great employers in this province. But what I like is setting the objective and putting that in place, and we'll be there watching you reach that objective. So our investment into S&P Data, coupled with the federal support, will help stimulate these economic activity in the Northeast Avalon. So how much is this worth in economic activity? Well, I'm told that it's worth $131 million. That's the spin-off that will come as a result of the investment and the attraction of your business to our province. That's important because it means that more people are working. It means more people are spending money. It means more people there supporting our economy. S&P Data is a well-established company that has a track record of success throughout North America, and a company that has become an industry leader committed to driving innovation in the contact service industry. We're very pleased to welcome you and your services to Newfoundland and Labrador. So today's announcement reflects our government's strong commitment to encouraging private sector jobs, creation, and economic growth for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. By working with our federal colleagues, by working with private enterprises of private business in our province, it gives our young Newfoundlanders and Labradorians new opportunities right here at home. So welcome to Newfoundland and Labrador. It's great to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Premier. And this announcement is certainly a very exciting example of a big commitment to working with business to create jobs and to stimulate economic activity. And through our Cabinet Committee on Jobs, we also continue to work very collaboratively with other levels of government to maximize every dollar we spend. So I'll take the opportunity then on behalf of the Minister, Navdeep Bains, Minister of Innovation, Science and Economic Development, and Minister responsible for COA, and the Honourable Minister Seamus O'Regan, Minister of Veterans Affairs, Associate Minister of National Defence, and Member of Parliament for St. John South Mount Pearl, to announce that COA will be contributing $500,000 to this particular project as well. S&P Data is a well-established company, as the Premier said, that has a proven track record of success throughout North America, and the company that is becoming an industry leader committed to driving innovation in the contact service industry. With more, please welcome S&P Data President, Mr. Brian Cato.
Exciting day. Can everyone hear me? Great, fantastic. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. Love seeing our employees in the back. Thank you for being our employees. I wanted to start off by just saying, this has been months of a lot of hard work with both the provincial and federal government. A lot of phone calls, a lot of negotiations, a lot of conversations. And it has brought us here today. And it's a very exciting day. If I was to tell you how excited S&P Data was, I tell you the word excited would be an understatement, okay? We love being in St. John's. And we have quite an extensive due diligence process when we come into a market. And that process, really takes us into a lot of research around the labor, around real estate, and around opportunity. And each market has to have a fit for our clients. And so when we did our investigation and our due diligence around St. John's, we found that the market, the city, and the surrounding area checked all the boxes. So we were happy to be able to not only reach an agreement with both the federal and provincial government, but to announce that we would be creating 500 positions within the city of St. John's and the surrounding area. And so thank you for that. We are so excited. As everyone can see, we've already begun. So if I can leave you with a couple messages. The Premier used two words that really stuck with me: status quo and innovation. S&P Data is not about the status quo. What we do for our clients is not about the status quo. We are always looking to provide value. Many people think of the contact center industry as just that: answer phone calls, do transactions, move on. We're different. We strive to be different, and we strive to provide a different experience, both for our employees and within the community. So we're looking forward to really getting started here and really showing the city and the government and our employees especially how great we can be and the experience that you're going to have. I really think you're going to like it. And we want everyone in the city to know. We ran job fairs here about a month ago. What a remarkable reception. Over 800 resumes. We had over, I think it was 20,000 hits to our Facebook page. So I know the people are out there and they're interested. So I'm going to take this opportunity to tell everybody we're open for business, and we want you to come work for us. And we want you to see the experience you're going to have, because we're going to work really hard to give you a fantastic employment experience. So please, we look forward to seeing you. There's two ways you can get to us. One, spdatallc.com/careers. You can apply online. or just come on in, Village Mall, 450 top sale, second floor. We're always here. We're always here. We're always open. So please come on in, and we'll show you a good time. Now, when you look at the facility today, it's not what it will look like in 6 to 8 weeks. We're a pretty aggressive employer, I will tell you. So our intent is to take the 50 employees we have today, make it 500, quite frankly, in a short period of time. We're going to be running trainings every single week, right till the end of the year. So just think about that. That's 4 trainings of 25 people every month, okay? We're aggressive. Not sure you've ever seen a company that aggressive here, but we intend to be aggressive. We have the work. We want the employees, okay? So please, S&P Data, the place to work in the city. I know we have great employers here, but we look forward to having you as an employee. I want to end just by thanking our current employees, because we do know you have a place of choice. You don't have to choose S&P Data. I want to thank them for choosing S&P Data. And we look forward to some great times here and some real community involvement. So thank you, Premier. Thank you to both federal, thank you, ACOA, and thank you everybody here for coming. And we'll get this thing going and do well for the city. Thank you.